What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving headfirst into the tropical mayhem of Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Now, if you're familiar with the Yakuza series, you know two things: intense drama and absolute absurdity. And no character embodies this better than Goro Majima, the Mad Dog of Shimano. He's a legend, a chaotic force of nature, and now he's a pirate captain. That's right, this isn't your typical Yakuza adventure. We've traded the gritty streets of Kamurocho for the sunny shores of Hawaii. And instead of fighting gangsters, we're battling, well, other pirates. Think Yakuza meeting Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, with a healthy dose of Hawaiian sunshine and Majima's signature brand of crazy. So, is this tropical vacation a dream come true, or a shipwreck waiting to happen? Overall, I have had an absolute blast with this game. It's packed with content, and the combat is just slick, and the story is just right. And there are a few things I want to talk about, so stick around, get comfy, and find out what I have for you fans. Let's go. So the story kicks off with Majima waking up on a deserted Hawaiian island with amnesia. He has no idea who he is or how he got there. And classic amnesia trope, right? But it's actually a pretty clever way to introduce him to this new pirate world. He's basically a blank slate, forced to adapt and rebuild his identity, which naturally involves becoming a pirate captain. He doesn't just stumble into it either. He takes it. Majima's amnesia doesn't erase his badassery though. He still has this innate drive, that mad dog instinct, and he uses it to seize control of a pirate ship and build his own crew. It's hilarious to watch him navigate this new world and trying to figure out who he is while simultaneously becoming the most feared pirate in the Hawaiian archipelago. The contrast between the tropical setting and the usual Yakuza atmosphere is striking. One minute you're strolling through the sunny Honolulu, grabbing a shave ice. The next you're battling rival pirates on the high seas. It's a really interesting juxtaposition, and it keeps the game feeling fresh and unpredictable. And the tone? Definitely leaning heavily into the silly side of the Yakuza. It's over the top and it's wacky and it's just pure Majima. There are moments of genuine heart and even a little bit of drama, but for the most part it's lighthearted and just an adventure. Think less quote-unquote tragic Yakuza drama and more quote-unquote pirate slapstick comedy. Now, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are a few familiar faces that pop up, and some connections to previous Yakuza games as well. Like they're not essential to understanding the story, but they're fun little Easter eggs you'll find. And it's clear that this game is meant to be a standalone experience, but it still has those little nods to the wider Yakuza universe that fans appreciate. Let's talk about the core gameplay. Combat in Pirate Yakuza is fast, fluid, and as you'd expect, utterly chaotic. Majima has two distinct fighting styles, Mad Dog and Sea Dog. Mad Dog is classic Majima, all about aggressive, close-quarter combat. And he's got his signature wild swings, and he can juggle enemies in the air. And he generally unleashes pure, unadulterated mayhem. Like, look at him go. It's brutal, it's stylish, and it's everything you love about Majima's fighting style. And then we see the Sea Dog. This is Majima's pirate persona. He dual wields cutlasses, he's got a pistol for ranged attacks, and he's even got a grappling hook for crowd control and zipping around the battlefield. Yeah. And it's completely a different feel from Mad Dog. Sea Dog is more about the area of effect attacks and just controlling the flow of combat, basically. Switching between the two styles is key to mastering the combat. You can use Mad Dog for single target damage and then switch to Sea Dog when you're surrounded by enemies. It adds a layer of strategy to what's already a pretty frantic combat system. And yeah, that's what makes it special. Now let's talk about ship battles. This is a completely different beast. It's not just about mashing buttons. There's a real element of strategy involved where you have to position your ship and manage your resources like cannonballs and repair kits. And you also just have to time your attacks carefully as well. You can boost your speed, drift to make quick turns, and even use smoke screens to escape enemy fire. It's surprisingly engaging, and it adds to a whole dimension to the game. And it's like a simplified version of naval combat from a game like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but it really works well within the context of Pirate Yakuza. There's also the rhythm-based sword combat that happens occasionally. It's a bit of a departure from the rest of the combat system, and it's more about timing your parries and attacks in a 2D plane. Honestly, I found it a little jarring. It's not bad, but it feels a little clunky compared to the fluid combat on land and at sea. And it's visually interesting, but mechanically, it's the weakest part of the action. Luckily, it doesn't happen that often. Now, a pirate captain is nothing without his crew, and Pirate Yakuza lets you recruit a whole bunch of colorful characters to join your ranks. From grizzled veterans to, well, let's just say the Goro pirates as a diverse bunch. Each crew member has different stats and proficiencies, affecting everything from ship combat to boarding actions. And some are better at gunnery, others are better at ship repair, and some are just straight up brawlers. Building a well-rounded crew is essential for success. Your crew isn't just there for show as well. They actively participate in ship battles, manning the cannons, repairing damage, and even joining up in boarding enemy vessels. These boarding actions are huge, and chaotic brawls happen where your crew, along with you, have to fight against enemy crews. And just like Majima, your crew members can level up and improve the skills as well. You can also spend money to boost Majima's own stats and unlock new moves. It's a pretty satisfying progression system that keeps you invested in building your crew and making them stronger. The crew system is pretty integrated into every aspect of the game, making it crucial to the overall gameplay. Okay, let's talk about what really makes Yakuza game a Yakuza game. The absolute insane amount of side content there is, and Pirate Yakuza is no exception. We've got minigames galore. Dragon Kart is back, which is basically Mario Kart but with more Yakuza flavor. Crazy delivery returns, so you get ready to weave through the traffic while delivering food. And of course, there's karaoke. But that's not all. We've got gambling, we've got fishing, and we've honestly got a lot. There's so much to do outside the main story that you could easily spend hours just messing around and do side quests. Remember Alola Lynx from Infinite Wealth? It's back. You can befriend people all over Honolulu by waving at them. These are all bounties to hunt, and there's just treasure to find and sub-stories to uncover. And the sub-stories? Oh my god, the sub-stories, they're just as absurd and heartwarming as ever. You'll be helping people with their problems and getting involved in ridiculous activities and schemes and just generally experiencing the weirdness of Hawaiian life. And then there's the treasure hunting. It's not a way just to get rich. It's actually tied into Majima's character arc. As he searches for treasure, he's also searching for his lost memories. It's a clever way to integrate a side activity into the main narrative, giving it a deeper meaning. It's like Majima is collecting pieces of himself along with all that gold, and it's a pretty neat touch. Alright, let's talk about your ride, the Goromaru. This isn't just any pirate ship, it's your pirate ship, and you can customize it to your heart's content and do whatever you want with it. You can change everything from the hull and the sails to the figurehead and even the cannons. And these aren't just cosmetic changes. Different parts affect your ship's performance in battle. Some hulls are more durable, some sails are faster, and some cannons pack a bigger punch. It's really cool to see your customization play out in actual gameplay. A faster ship can give you a crucial advantage in naval combat, while a heavily armored ship can help you survive even the toughest battles. And speaking of battles, you'll be doing a lot of exploring in the Goromaru. The world of Pirate Yakuza isn't a massive open ocean, but it's broken up into several distinct zones, each with its own islands to explore, treasures to find, and of course, pirates to fight. Each island is unique with different layouts, enemy types, and hidden secrets. Exploring them is a great way to find valuable resources, upgrade your ship, and uncover more of the game's lore. And don't worry about spending hours sailing from one place to another. The game has a fast travel system, so you can quickly zip between different locations using lighthouses. It's a convenient way to get around and keep the exploration from becoming too tedious. Now, for all you completionists out there, let's talk about achievements and trophies. Pirate Yakuza has a pretty comprehensive list with a good mix of easy and challenging objectives. Some are tied to completing the main story, others are for mastering minigames, and some are just downright weird and wacky, like befriending 50 people through Aloha links. There are a few that might require some grinding, but overall it's pretty fun to just work through. There are a few missable achievements, so be sure to check your guide if you're going for 100% completion. And some of the grindier ones, like defeating all the Devil Flag's officers, it can be made easier with a bit of a strategy. But honestly, if you're not a hardcore completionist, chasing one of these achievements can be a fun way to extend your playtime and experience and just go through everything the game has to offer. Plus, some of them unlock cool rewards, like new gear or customization options for Goro Maru. Visually, Pirate Yakuza looks pretty much in line with recent Yakuza games. It's built on the same engine, so if you've played Infinite Wealth or Like a Dragon, you'll know what to expect. The Hawaiian setting is vibrant and colorful, and the character models are expressive and detailed. It's not going to blow you away with cutting-edge graphics, but it's a solid-looking game. The environments are well crafted, and the cutscenes are well directed, and it definitely captures the feel of Hawaii, even if it's slightly exaggerated. Yakuza's version feels like the Hawaii you would expect. Performance-wise, on my PS5, the game ran pretty smoothly. I experienced some minor frame rate dips, but nothing major. I did have one instance where the textures seemed to flick a bit, but a quick reload fixed it, and overall it was just well optimized. And the music, classic Yakuza. It's a mix of upbeat jazz tunes, intense battle themes, and just some really catchy pirate-inspired tracks. The karaoke songs are especially funny too, and they really add to the game's overall charm. So overall, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii is a fantastic spin-off. It's got everything I love about the Yakuza series, a compelling story, memorable characters, over-the-top combat, and just a ridiculous amount of side content you can do. The strengths are definitely the combat, the settings, and just the humor and the sheer amount of stuff to do is pretty good. The ship battles are a fun addition, familiar to Assassin's Creed, like I said a million times. And the crew system adds a layer of depth to the gameplay. But the main weakness, in my opinion, is the occasional clunky rhythm combat, and perhaps the fact that if you do all the side content, the main story can become too easy. So why should you play this game? If you're a Yakuza fan, this is a must play, and it's a fun, lighthearted adventure that captures the spirit of the series perfectly. Even if you're new to Yakuza or haven't played it before, this is a great place to start and jump in. You don't need to know the backstory to enjoy the game. You don't need to know who Majima is. I mean, if you want, you can learn the lore, but it's a self-contained story that's easy to pick up and play. Compared to other Yakuza games, Pirate Yakuza is definitely more focused on action and less on the complex drama of the mainline titles. It's a closer in tone, like to something like Yakuza, Like a Dragon, but with a pirate twist. It's a bit shorter than the main games, but it's still packed with content and offers a unique and memorable experience. Well, that's it for my review of Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this game. Are you planning on picking it up? What's your favorite Yakuza game? And I'd love to hear your thoughts of this. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that bell and that button and subscribe for more gaming content. I could do more Yakuza videos coming in the future, so you don't have to miss any updates. And I'll be doing reviews and everything you need to know about any upcoming games this year. You could also follow me on Instagram and Facebook. My Instagram username is at mr.michaelxharris, where I'll be covering the latest gaming and anime updates. If you like anime too, I'll cover that. And I'll be putting the link in my description so you don't miss out, and just stay tuned for the latest. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next step of our journey. Take care.